All right, let's let a few people get in here before I start this. Really crank it off. Um, get my phone up out of my case where it don't burn up on me. Okay. Let's give this just a few minutes. Mr. Todd, how are you this evening? Okay, shows I've got three people in here watching. That'll be good enough. Hopefully this will get more views. I posted earlier in the group how we can help stop the corruption. We all know. There we go. We all know that there's some big things going on with the elites. There's the cabal and all that's being taken care of up here. But the main concern for everybody is down here. And you're wondering, well, how can we stop the corruption? How can we keep them from overstepping their boundaries and keep them in their square? We have 50,000 people in this group. I don't see why we can't even accomplish this. I don't see why we can't. If everybody that is in the United States that's in this group would take and call their local courthouse and demand their W-9. Not demand. Well, you can't demand this stuff. You have to work your way around in it. Request their W-9. What's up, Mr. CJ? They're going to be, some of them are going to be belligerent. And they're not going to want to give it to you. Right now, in the state of Oklahoma, I have 2 counties that are under investigation because the W-9 is for public record. Once you get this from them, they will email it to you. That's the easiest and fastest way. I've gotten several of these W-9s. I know several other people that's gotten W-9s. I've had 3 people help me try to take out one county, and we've all gotten the same results from it. But once you get these W-9s, there are forms that you fill out and send to the IRS. They will send you a letter back with a determination whether they are a governmental entity or an organization. All courts are an organization. They are not government entities. You will see so much fraud in those W-9s when you get it. It is unreal. It's just magnificent. You turn them into the IRS. They do it. They open an investigation on them. When you get these forms, they'll send you a letter saying, whether they are or not. You fill out more forms that go to the IRS that will open up an investigation on them. There you go. CJ, you're on top of this one. They will open up an investigation. Now, I'm going to tell you something. We've done research on several different counties that hasn't paid taxes since the 1980s. Well, that's tax fraud. That is tax evasion under their own statutes, codes, and laws. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you turn them in? IRS is going to inform you. You might have a check in the mail 2 years later for reporting these people to the IRS. These governmental entities, or so-called governmental entities. Impersonators. We, as the American people, have a responsibility. We have a responsibility. We can't expect one person to do everything for us. We have to put forth the effort to do this. We have to put forth something. Otherwise, it's not going to do us any good. Everybody can sit here and complain about courts, and they're complaining about this, and they're complaining about police. Yes, they are getting tyrannical. Yes, they are overstepping their boundaries. Yes, they are stepping in your square. But this is where due diligence, hard work pays off in the end. I don't know everything, but what I have knowledge of up here has gotten me a lot further than what I was a year ago. I want to be able to get this thing going. We have 50,000 people in this group. I don't see why we all cannot do this. And when we get a W-9, post it into the group. Post it. Let it be known. Hey, I got the W-9 for this one. I got the W-9 for this one. What's our next? Yes, it is real and legit, CJ. You are correct. What do you think's going to start happening? You seeing all these W-9s, and you got all these people that don't even really post it, just sit there and watch. What do you think's going to start happening? Other people's going to want to know what's going on. It takes the effort of just a few people to wake up somebody or wake up a group. This is something I'm offering you. This is some information that I'm giving willingly without charging. Plus, in the long run, you have something extra FRNs in your pocket later on. This is not about pulling assets. It's about exposing the corruption of the courts through the IRS. It's going to put them in a bind. It's going to show that they are running falsely. They're running in a fiction. You do a lot more research on this, you will find a lot of these courthouses are operated by law firms. The one in Fayetteville, Arkansas is run by a law firm. They've been run by a law firm since what, 1970 something?
84, I think.
84. And they're getting away with not paying taxes. They're making millions each year off the people in Fayetteville, Arkansas. That one would be a fun one. You have all these counties with all these different towns. Even if you had 4 or 5 people per state going after these courts with these W-9s, requesting these W-9s, if they don't give it to you, send them an affidavit. That's another key. Affidavit. I've learned very much about a lot of affidavits. Affidavits are very powerful. It's potent. The court clerk has certain laws that she has, or certain codes that she has to abide by. She's a government employee. The ones in this group that are trying to break free are not government employees. Those that have authenticated their birth certificate are not government employees. No driver's license. You're not a government employee anymore. There are so many different standards and so many different regulations out there for them. It's just phenomenal. But here we are. This is something that's been set on, and nobody's ever brought this up. So I'm offering, well, actually, yes, I'm offering a challenge. Call your local courthouse. Request a copy of their W-9.
Right. It also counts for CPS,
CPS,
State Police, Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, the state, all of them.
all of them. You can request them from your local police departments, county police departments, DHS, CPS. That's just what was just told to me. You can request these from just about everybody that claims to be a government entity. So my challenge is to you. I want to see, and I'm going to do it myself. I want to see some W-9s posted in the group. It's Monday. Let's see what we can get cracking off. By Friday, I want to see some W-9s. All you got to do is call down there, request it. They ask you why you're doing it. Do some research before you do this. Some of us know what's going on. There you go. I like that, Chris. I like that. So let's get those W-9s rolling in here, and we'll move forward with this. I want to see this thing blow up. Okay, we're not talking about debt. We're talking about holding the courts, the police, DHS accountable for lying and being in the fiction. They're corrupt. We are holding them accountable by requesting these W-9s from them. We turn them into the IRS. The IRS is going to take care of it from there. You get a reward from it. Point blank and simple. It may not be within 2 months, but you will eventually get a reward. It may take 2 years to get that reward. So let's just put this in perspective. Okay, say you take 4 counties in the state you live in, and you hit 4 counties with all those towns that hold these courts and all this other stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, they will direct you to the DA. They will direct you to the city. If it's a small town, they're going to direct you to their city attorney. You're going to have to challenge them for it. Explain to them why you want this. And don't come out and say, well, I'm going to report them to the IRS. No. You want to make sure everything is in order. That everything is being done correctly through their organization. There are steps and there are methods. There you go. Point blank simple, Chris. You said it. They are committing fraud. They're committing fraud on the people in the counties and the states. There's nothing else really I can say about this. CJ, are you still in here? Yes, you are. I'm going to try to find that where the court clerks can be held accountable for denying you this information. Okay, Vincent. A remedy in a civil or criminal suit. Affidavits. There's so many different things that you can do for this. We're not talking about court cases at the moment, though. We're talking about holding these fictions accountable for their actions and the fraud that they are committing. I can only do one thing at a time. One subject at a time here. We will go into what we need to do to be able to stand our square in court. There's a lot more to come in this. So, my main focus right now is getting everybody on board with the W-9s. Once we get that established and we start seeing W-9s posted in the group, it's going to start waking up more people, and more people is going to start getting active. That is my goal on this. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Peace and God bless.